Swadika, thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and also on NBT World. It's a Tuesday, and the date is October 13th of 2015, and my name is Sandra Hanutsaha. We begin with Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha chaired a meeting of the Rural Development Projects Board, or RDPB, to mobilize its projects for the 2014 to 2017 period across 24,806 villages. The meeting was also attended by Privy Councillor and RDPD advisor Ampon Senanarong. It discussed the RDPD's progress during fiscal year 2015, as well as funding for 61 additional projects in 2016. These projects include the development of water resources, transportation, environmental conservation, job training, and His Majesty's Royal Initiatives. General Prayut said the meeting serves to familiarize the board with new state officials after the recent government reshuffling. He disclosed that this year's agenda includes the implementation of His Majesty's Royal Initiatives and the promotion of the sufficiency economy. During fiscal year 2015, the RDPD supported Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn in her travels throughout the country to oversee various royal projects. In 2016, the board will mobilize the implementation of royal projects in 24,086 villages as per development plans for 2014 to 2017. The RDPD will also compile a blueprint for agricultural and rural development using the philosophy of sufficiency economy. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha received a message from the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bahrain congratulating Thailand on receiving the International Telecommunications Union's ICTs and Sustainable Development Award. General Prayut welcomed the message from Abdullah Hassan Saif, Economic Advisor to the Bahraini Prime Minister, His Royal Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa. The Thai Premier accepted the award at the first annual awards ceremony that was held in New York on September 26th in conjunction with the United Nations Summit. General Prayut thanked the Bahraini Prime Minister for his message, in which Prince Khalifa had also expressed condolences regarding the recent bombing at Ratchapasong intersection. Deputy Prime Minister Wisnu Kurangam has confirmed that the government's demands for compensation for damage incurred during the operation of the rice pledging scheme is in accordance with normal procedures. Former Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra submitted a letter to the Prime Minister asking for fair treatment regarding the case, pointing out that the government has preemptively demanded compensation for the scheme even before her criminal case was concluded. Mr. Wisnu remarked that the government was acting in accordance with a request by the National Anti-Corruption Commission regarding damages incurred by government officials and must act immediately without waiting for a verdict from the criminal court, as the case is bound to expire in 2 years. He added that Ms. Yingluck can submit an appeal to the administrative court, which won't carry a case expiration date. Several state agencies have joined in the latest meeting on the national oil palm policy. Deputy Prime Minister General Prawit Wongsuwon and Deputy Prime Minister Somkit Chatusi-Pitak on Monday jointly chaired a meeting of the National Oil Palm Policy Committee, which was the 52nd this year. Representatives of the Commerce Ministry and the Industry Ministry were among many who attended the discussion, which shed light on various issues, including the price trend of Thailand's palm oil, as well as production, marketing, and the alternative energy issues. The meeting also discussed development of the palm oil mill plant and solutions for oil palm and palm oil prices, all of which have been assigned to related ministries to conduct a study and reach a conclusion on to help tackle all the problems Thailand has been facing. The permanent secretary attached to the Prime Minister's office has suggested that the Government Public Relations Department needs to adopt stronger measures in publicizing its work on behalf of the government and the people. Police General Ek Angsananon, the Prime Minister's office permanent secretary, said that the government PRD will have to take a more active role in disseminating information on the government's important missions, such as the promotion of all special projects implemented as royal initiatives and the provision of news about Thailand under both normal circumstances and in times of crisis. Other areas the government PRD should also work harder on concern political and social affairs, as well as updates on the process of national reform and progress in the present charter drafting process. Police General Ek stressed that all information should be disseminated through state media, both in Thai and foreign languages, in the hope of helping the country secure its future. Charter Drafting Committee, or CDC Chairman Mitairo Chupan, has revealed prior to the committee's meeting that the framework for drafting the new charter has to be short, concise, and comprehensive. The direction is in line with Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha's message to the public regarding the new constitution. The CDC is set to discuss how to draft the content and the details, either by taking previous constitutions into consideration as they draft a new one, or by editing the previous charter. Meanwhile, a reconciliation subcommittee has been set up to study the situation in the kingdom to determine ways to achieve reconciliation. The subcommittee will take into consideration the information obtained by the previous subcommittee, which has already gathered public feedback on the issue. However, no time frame has been set for the group's study. Bangkok Governor Mom Ratchawongsukumphan Boripat has visited La Prau Road in a bid to supervise flood drainage operations after the area was submerged under floodwaters due to overnight rainfall. Accompanied by officials from the Department of Drainage and Sewerage, Mom Ratchawongsukumphan examined La Prau Road on the section between Soi 100 and Soi 116, which is considered prone to flooding. After being hammered by heavy rain of 70 millimeters per hour during the night, the road was inundated with 20 centimeters of water this morning, resulting in severe traffic congestion. The Department of Drainage and Sewerage has dealt with the situation by installing water pumps at La Prau Soi 100 in order to drain the water in Chao Kun Sing Canal, which leads to San Sap Canal, and the Rama 9 Tunnel, respectively. Department officials are currently monitoring the situation around the capital and will continue to do so throughout this week. The highest reading of precipitation in Bangkok last night was recorded in Prawait District at 121 millimeters per hour, followed by Radburanat District at 106 millimeters. Thais of Chinese descent and many members of the general public are getting ready for the vegetarian festival that is taking place from the 13th to the 21st of October of 2015. In Bangkok, the Yawarat area, long known as Chinatown, is the venue for the festivities. There are Thai Chinese restaurants everywhere and temporary stalls selling an impressive variety of vegetarian dishes along the roadside.
The people of the East attend the religious practice out of spiritual belief. On the other hand, Westerners like to attend the vegetarian festival for reasons of good health.
So the objective of attending a vegetarian festival in Thailand covers three main needs: good health, peace of mind, and an avoidance of bad activities. The importance of these strong reasons may vary among individuals, depending on religious beliefs, but all who attend a vegetarian festival feel better about themselves. A leading sugar producer is planning to open more biomass power plants before the end of the year. According to the CEO of Kasei Thai International Sugar Corporation Public Company Limited, or KTIS Group, Prapan Sirividiyagun, the group currently operates a biomass power plant with a capacity of 60 megawatts. Mr. Prapan said that 2 more plants are under construction at present. As each new plant is to be equipped with 50 megawatt capacity, KTIS's total power generation capacity will go up to 160 megawatts when the construction is completed. Meanwhile, Assistant CEO Shunsuke Sujiyama said the new power plants will help boost the Kasei Thai International Sugar Corporation Group's revenue and profit, which will make up for a slide in revenue from sugar sales at the time prices on the global market hit record lows.
In Thailand, we should import energy, mainly the natural gas. So I believe one of the important business field is a power plant. As our Kasei Thai Group, we will under construction of another 2 power plants located in Nakhon Sawan and Uttaradit, and the capacity-wise is 50 megawatts each. Of course, this is follow the national policy and also how to value up the sugar cane. So, in the past, sugar cane is just a resource of the sugar, but at this moment, we can utilize the sugar cane for food and energy both. So I believe this is a very, very valuable agriculture item.
The power generated from these plants will also help accommodate the group's higher demand for energy to help expand both its sugar production and other businesses. And that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. It's time for a quick break now, but first here's a look at the exchange rates and also the commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The 12 core values: putting the public and national interests before one's own.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens, and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Multiple perspectives, insightful commentary on Thailand with The Insider every Sunday morning at 10:30 on NBT and NBT World.
ASEAN Political and Security Community. Prevent being deceived. Prevent being forced. Prevent being injured. The problem of human trafficking in children, women, and labor has been increasingly severe. Thailand and the ASEAN Intergovernmental Commission on Human Rights are working together to get rid of these problems in order to be fully accepted by the international community. One vision, one identity, one community.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs held a reception to celebrate the 40th anniversary of diplomatic relations between ASEAN and New Zealand. Mr. Don Palamatwinai, Thailand's Foreign Affairs Minister, presided over the event celebrating the anniversary, which was attended by government officials, members of the private sector, and the press. The event was planned to celebrate the milestone in relations and cooperation between ASEAN and New Zealand, and according to Don Palamatwinai, ASEAN and New Zealand could enhance their strategic partnership even further. He stated that the ASEAN partnership with New Zealand has had the effect of strengthening bilateral relations between New Zealand and individual ASEAN member states. Mr. Chakrit Siwali, Director General of the Department of ASEAN Affairs in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand, said that ASEAN and New Zealand have had a free trade agreement since 2005, which is the foundation of their successful cooperation.
Actually, ASEAN and New Zealand have had a free trade agreement since 2005. That forms a basis for expanding our trade cooperation, and we very much look forward to further deepening our economic and trade ties, especially through this free trade agreement.
Moreover, ASEAN and New Zealand have cooperated closely in exchange programs, both in universities and at the official government level, in order to improve mutual understanding. On to news from elsewhere in the world. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov met with Roberto Zanier, Secretary General of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, or OSCE, in Moscow, to discuss the crises in Ukraine and Syria. At a press conference following the meeting, Lavrov said that Russia is ready to cooperate with all countries in the Middle East and North Africa, which want to participate in coordinating attacks on Islamic extremist organizations, and is considering setting up new information coordination centers in the region. The main function of the information center in Baghdad is to collect, process, and analyze battle data and information on the Middle East, terrorists and extremist organizations, and share this among command headquarters of interested countries. Lavrov also said that Russia is willing to cooperate with moderate opposition groups and use political means to solve the Syrian crisis. Turkish Deputy Prime Minister Numan Kurtulmus said that several people have been detained in connection to twin suicide bomb blasts in the country's capital Ankara, but declined to give further details. Turkey's government has maintained that Islamic State is the prime suspect of the bombings that killed at least 97 people in Ankara. There was no claim of responsibility, and the pro-Kurdish parliamentary opposition People's Democratic Party says there was no proper investigation. Islamic State is usually swift to publicly claim any responsibility for any attack it conducts. Opponents of Erdogan, who has led the country for over 13 years, blame him for the attack, accusing the state of, at best, intelligence failings and, at worst, complicity by stirring up nationalist, anti-Kurdish sentiment. Boxer Manny Pacquiao has begun to set his sights outside the ring as he focuses more and more on the political arena. Already a congressman in the Philippines, the Southpaw has launched a campaign for a spot on the 24-seat Senate in Manila, with general elections scheduled for the late spring of 2016. Though a seat on the Senate is a natural springboard to the higher office or president or vice president. Before switching full-time into politics, however, Pacquiao said he still has one more fight left in him after over 20 years of boxing. With his shoulder healing properly following surgery to repair an injury suffered in training and exacerbated in his mega-bout loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. last May, Pacquiao is setting his sights on a return to the ring in March. 3 rare white Bengal tiger cubs were filmed crawling around their nursery on Saturday after being born at Yalta Zoo in Crimea. The 3 cubs were rejected by their mother and are being raised from bottles by staff. 2 of the 3 male cubs have stripes, while a third is virtually all white. The tiger cubs are being kept in a nursery with some recently born lion cubs, and while one day they may develop into fearsome predators, they are for now content crawling all over their cots and each other. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, then do feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NAT. And do check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. We're going to say goodbye today with astronauts aboard the International Space Station recently inserting an effervescent tablet into a floating ball of water as part of a test of a new camera. I'm Sandra Hanu Sahat for Newsline. Have a wonderful day. Sawadee ka.